Wow. So that Hisoka guy looks like he's having a pretty good time at the moment. I wonder what he's doing. Oh. I mean, look, I guess that's one way to smash that subscribe button. So, enjoy, I guess. Hello and welcome to the New World Review, your source for everything anime and manga. And today we are, kind of stretching that definition a bit, I guess. Because here's the thing. I am a 30-year-old Australian man, and being of the ancient existence I am, I don't often use things like, say, Reddit. However, it does happen on the odd occasion, and this time in particular, I found myself going down a bit of a deep spiral of Hunter x Hunter, and really I just found so much cool stuff that I did want to share it with all of you. There really is no greater purpose to this video than that. But I mean, most of my viewers on this channel seem to harbor an unhealthy level of love for Hunter x Hunter, just as I do, so I think you are very much going to enjoy this. And if you are interested in what you see, then there will be links to the various Reddit threads in either the description or a pinned comment. I haven't quite decided at the time of this recording because I am aloof like that, but it will be one of them. But let's dive down this rabbit hole and begin with the thing that really sparked my whole endeavor, which was seeing this glorious custom Killua Nintendo Switch. And I don't even. All of a sudden my Switch seems absurdly boring, and it just so happens to use one of my all-time favorite shots of Killua, which goes during the Hunter exam after he brutally dismissed Botoro from life. There's just something so schmick about it with the blood dripping down from his eye, and it works super well in this context. Plus the little chibi Killua with the electricity is adorable. I want it. Brilliant work. Speaking of brilliant, here is nothing less than a brilliant idea, a classic Illumi themed pincushion. And the detail on the face here is pretty phenomenal, but I do see one problem with this though, which is that I would never actually want to remove one of the pins because it would begin to break the aesthetic. It's pretty damn creepy actually. I mean, imagine inviting someone over who had never seen or read Hunter x Hunter and introducing them to this. There would be an awful lot of questions to answer. So let me know down in the comments, is this a stroke of genius or is it a cursed construct designed to generate nothing but nightmare fuel? Or both. There's no reason why we can't have both. At least that's what the taco ad told me. Okay, confession time. I may or may not have thought that this was Biscuit first while scrolling through the subreddit, but jumping on board with the Sailor Moon trend, here we have the Silver Zoldyck incarnation, and doesn't he look simply thrilled to be fighting evil by moonlight and winning love by daylight? Plus I'm certain that Silver would never run from a real fight, so it's pretty perfect, yeah? Next up is something that obviously catches my eye in particular, which is a great crossover series of fan art by Dindyflow, and it's a series of drawings that appears to depict One Piece characters interacting with Hunter x Hunter characters. And in this specific one, we see Luffy going up against Crollo, which I have to say is, it's an interesting idea. If you're familiar with One Piece in any way, shape or form, it would probably be really tempting to call Luffy the victor because of raw physicality, but at the same time, he is also the height of mental ineptitude, and maybe Crollo's sheer intellect could actually overcome him. I honestly don't know actually. I guess it also depends on the abilities he currently has access to with Skill Hunter. Either way, it looks really, really good. I like the line art a lot, and I especially enjoy Crollo's face because he just looks so supremely bored by the situation, whereas in contrast, Luffy looks so endlessly excited. There's such a mismatch of personality. And yeah, once again, there are a whole series of these One Piece and Hunter x Hunter crossovers, but I won't show them all here because I have an entire separate channel to focus on One Piece. Thank you for making, not you, Hunter x Hunter the best anime. And I mean, is there really anything to argue with here? Where would Hunter x Hunter even be without supreme characters like Tompa the Rookie Crusher or the undisputed best antagonist ever written, Genthru? And I feel dirty even trying to make a joke about that last one. But look, as much as this is just a shot of Mimi goodness, it does kind of highlight how Togashi tends to create these really odd characters that just exist and disappear. Like Wing specifically, I guess, and it's kind of funny because my wife is just now finishing Heaven's Arena, and she still expects him to make a return at some point, because yeah, he seems like a character who's being set up to be a more perpetual presence, and yeah, she still has yet to learn what Hunter x Hunter truly is. I kind of like it though, it gives the series a more realistic feel. The fact that you can encounter one character one time and then just never see them again because that's life. Substitute teacher walks in. Class clowns. This is actually kind of perfect. Especially that grin on Hisoka's face. Now, I'm certainly not a teacher, and the world is probably quite grateful for that. But in high school, I do recall that overwhelming feeling of, I guess, let's call it potential, when a substitute teacher walked in, and it was like everyone's eyes immediately shifted to the biggest delinquent in the class because we knew what they were capable of. Meanwhile, that substitute had no idea what they were getting themselves into. It's kind of like Gon and Killua arriving onto the 200th floor of Heaven's Arena with no knowledge of Nen whatsoever. Except for the poor substitute, there was no wing-like figure to stop them getting initiated in the classroom. So this is actually a redrawing of quite possibly one of my favorite panels to ever come out of the Hunter x Hunter manga, which happens during the Dark Continent expedition arc. Mizai's approaches Kurapika and piques his interest, shall we say, regarding the topic of the Scarlet Eyes, and Kurapika goes full murder monster and says, from this point on, choose your words wisely. So I love it. It is a genuinely terrifying Kurapika moment, and this redrawing of it is pretty damn cool. It doesn't quite convey the sheer terror of the original, but I do enjoy how sleek it is, and even the fact that it's covered in a violent glow of aura, which I don't think was in the original panel. But the shading is also really cool, the proportions are great, and just, yeah, really enjoying the style. Oh dear, something has gone very, very, very wrong here. And you know what? Yeah, let's just move on. All right, now this, on the other hand, is a thing of pure beauty. Hunter x Hunter pixel art. Everything about these are phenomenal, and I don't know if they're inspired by sprites of an actual game or not, but if they are original, then even more props to the artist here, who I believe is Kairi Minamino. And what is there even to fault about what's going on here? All of the poses are great, I especially enjoy Gon's, and even stuff like Leorio's suitcase looks so fantastic. And here is one of my many problems with me going on Reddit, because once I scrolled down, I realized that this poster actually sells these pixel figures, and look, I may or may not have immediately ordered the entire set of 4 from their Etsy store, which is Pixie Pixels Design, and you'll find a link in the thread if you're keen, but yeah, I wasn't expecting to spend money, especially not that much money, but it's done now, and I guess I don't regret it. I don't even know where I'm going to put them, but that's a problem for future Liam. Totally worth it, cannot wait to get them. Now look, I'm not one to define what art is. In fact, who is anybody to tell someone that something is art and something is not? This is a question that modern and postmodern artistic movements have been grappling throughout their entire tenure in this world. However, I think that we can all easily come to a bipartisan agreement in this particular case, because this, ladies and gentlemen, is nothing short of high art. Don't even try to argue against it. I mean, I can picture myself walking right into the Art Gallery of New South Wales, which is the fanciest gallery near me, and seeing this proudly displayed on their primary feature wall as you walk in, which is unfortunate because, you know, after seeing this magnum opus of the art community, there would actually be no reason to look any further into the gallery, because quite simply nothing is going to top this experience. Good stuff. Alright, so this image comes with the title, Why Are Gon's Shorts So Short? And it's a great question, really, especially when examining this, because actually, let's start at the top. Gon and Killua are more or less exactly the same height, but the further down you get, the crazier the proportions become. Killua would appear to have what I call a normal human-sized torso, whilst Gon's is almost non-existent, thus meaning we reach his butt much faster, and combined with his fashion choices of short shorts, it leads to, let's say, an excess of leg. It's kind of like Gon doesn't really have a stomach, and furthermore, Killua even realizes this because look at his eyes, look at where they're looking. Killua is staring straight at Gon's chest, and wondering where it actually is. Strange indeed. Some more Chrollo fan art now, and this is utter perfection. I've never seen fish look more threatening than in this image, plus it features by far my favorite Chrollo look. This York new suit and bandana combination is peak Chrollo aesthetic in my opinion, and honestly I'm actually kind of disappointed to see his regular design when it pops up, because to me this look just feels superior in every way. Tell me I'm not the only one who thinks that. Or alternatively, feel free to tell me that I am a raving madman, either one works. What we will all agree on though is that this is beautiful, especially the texture on the suit, because it just makes the whole thing feel so nice and tangible. So this image is entitled, The Entrance to My Town is Turning Me On. And look, I'm not a huge fan of Animal Crossing, but by far the best part about this phenomena is seeing what kind of amazingness fans come up with, and this is brilliant. I would certainly feel something upon entering a town whereby your initial greeting is this. And I also really like that the character down here is so decked out in royal garb, looking like an absolute boss. Although he is standing dangerously close to the tongue of Hisoka there. I'm not sure if I'd want to be that close. And you know, this is actually the kind of thing I wish we saw more of in street art, on pavements and such. Just Hisoka everywhere. I'm sure it could only make the world a better place. And next up we have something that very much made me do a literal lol by turning the cast of Hunter x Hunter into the Powerpuff Girls, complete with a Professor Leorio and everything. And isn't it just uncanny how well Gon and Killua in particular seem to fit into this art style? It is kind of trippy though, because you do need to ask, who's who? I mean, Gon seems like Buttercup because of the green color scheme, but with the long hair and being the ringleader and all, he could also be Blossom. And Killua would appear to be Bubbles because of the blue, but at the same time, the blonde hair of Kurapika is also a very Bubbles-like trait to have. Plus, Kurapika is also the hard ass, which is a very Buttercup thing to do, so interesting mixture here. Anyway, Brilliant work. And here we have more stunning artwork that further reinforces that every creative thing I have ever tried to do and will ever try to do in my lifespan will consistently forever be overshadowed by random Reddit users. Seriously though, this thing is pretty wow, especially the masterful shading going on. And just like with the Kurapika image, I love that there is an aura around Meruem. He looks pretty damn amazing, like you could have ripped him straight out of the manga, except this probably looks even better. And you know what? It definitely looks better because the Chimera Ant arc really does constitute the darker stage of Togashi's art. And now, is it just me, or is this image not as cursed as one may initially think? To me, it really just does seem like Leoro has gained a massive confidence boost all of a sudden, and is about to destroy some fools with some kind of strange bungee knife. I really want to see the reverse face swap though, one with Hisoka's body and Leoria's face, just to see what a potentially pitiful existence Hisoka would become if his dark persona just so happened to be misplaced in the body of an aspiring doctor. And lastly for this video, we have an acrylic painting, which, man, I'm glad that you don't have an Etsy store, that I know of anyway, because I may very well have bought something like this as well. There's a really great dynamic happening here in terms of composition, color choice, and even the texture of the white and red bars. It's all just very, very appealing. Plus, they've chosen some really strong screenshots of the 2011 anime as inspiration for the characters, especially with Gon and Kurapika. And look, I need to stop talking about this now because I'm quite literally mentally calculating exactly where on my walls this would go. So well done. It's fantastic. And once again, look, I have no real idea why I did this. It was a bit of a whim-related video, but I did really enjoy exploring what the greater Hunter x Hunter fanbase has to offer. And if you want to see more stuff like this, then please do let me know in the comments or by adding a like to the video, because those are really the only solid metrics I have to go by. And if there is anything Hunter x Hunter related on Reddit that you want to draw my attention to, then please do go ahead and do that as well. But what do you guys think? Please do leave your thoughts in the comments below, or even join my Discord server. And if you're keen for some more Hunter x Hunter content, then please do go and check out my other videos, or even subscribe to the channel for regular Hunter x Hunter glory delivered straight into your YouTube feed. But for now, this has been the New World Review, and I'll see you next time.